evening. Actually, it's evening here as I do this. This is a quick overview of the California bar exam, and I'm going to talk about the 1L bar exam, not the big one, the little one. However, I would like to preface this with that the exam passage rates on the little one are lower than the exam passage rates on the big one. Now, what I've done is I've gone in here and I've gone back 4 or so years and I've put the raw data that I've gathered from their statistics. I'm going to give you a sample. Okay, here's the sample. This is what I did, and if you think I did it wrong, let me know. I took the California Bar First Year Law Students Exam, and I looked at the raw data that they had here, but they have it in statistics. They do not have it in actual numbers. So what I did was a little bit of math. I took the 441 all takers, right? And it says that the percentage of all the takers, 20.44% took. Now, how do you get 20.4 people? You don't. So basically, whoops, here, let's do this sheet here. Okay. So what I did was I took my little calculator and, for example, let's say 2015, there were 441 that took it, right? Is this the one? Yeah, okay. So I just did a little bit of rounding and adding and subtracting. Okay, so basically I did like the 441, right? So there's 441 students and 20.4% passed out of 441. So what I did is I did 441 times 0.24, and I got equals 89.964. So I'm like, okay, 89.964 is really 90 people. You can't have a 1% of a person. So I took the 90 and then I subtracted it from the total amount. And I got, okay, 90 passed, 351 failed. Okay, so it's pass or fail. You have to have a certain score to pass. I'm not going to talk about how they score it, but they do scale the scores. Okay, so I took from 2015 to 2019, what I've got here is the pass-fail rates. Not the percentage, but the actual, probably the actual amount that passed. Now, if I did normal rounding, where if it was above 0.5, I rounded up 1. And if it was below, I rounded down. So I don't know how the heck they get this figure, because you don't have a half a person taking the exam. You don't have 0.2 taking the exam. Now what they did do though is down here they broke it apart and they go 34 people took it, 3 special people took it. Out of all these people, 11 passed, 11.8. 27.3 passed. 3.3 and 0.8 is 11. So you're still getting odd numbers here. I don't know where they're getting these numbers from. Even with that 14, I mean, where are they getting these figures from? Anyway, so I'm rounding it up. I don't know how they're figuring these exactly, because I know they're coming up with percentages, but I still can't figure out how you can have a percentage of a person. Are they taking the actual scores? I don't know. don't say. They just say 35.3% passed. So anyway, so basically what I did is I rounded these up and came up with an actual figure of estimated 90 people passed out of 441, 74 passed out of 321, 247 failed. So you see, now I'm going to run a logistic regression on this, and I'm going to see if the time of year mediates the score or not. It looks to me like on any given year, there's more people taking it in June. Like for example, 2019, 321 took it in June, 294 took it in October. So I'm seeing a pattern here of more people taking it in the June months and less in October, although I think 2015 had a lot of people taking that, had 533 taking it in June, and a very low pass rate. It was 90 out of 533 is like, I think it was like, it's like less than 20%. So you had 433 walk away disappointed. And, they're spending $700 to take this exam, all these people. So, okay, well, I just wanted to kind of go over that with you. I'm going to run an analysis of this and write something up on it, because I'm trying to decide look at this, only 58 people passed in 2018. Less people took it, but it looks like less people are taking it. I don't know, the figures go up and down on how many take it. 2016 saw a lot, 488 in June. Well, traditional law schools, we're seeing a decline in admissions, but maybe the non-traditional ones are seeing an increase. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about these figures? Do you think that would be the proper way to calculate that? I mean, where do you get a point percentage of a person? You don't. It should be flat out even. I rounded this 20% up. So 20% of takers passed altogether. But if you were a first timer, it's 25.3%. If you were a repeater, it's only 17%. All of them, they broke it apart according to whether or not they were repeaters or first timers. I didn't do that because the repeaters tend to not do as well as the first timers. So only 11%. Now these are California ABA approved schools here. 11 took it and 27% of the 11 passed. So basically California has brick and mortar schools. They will let you sit for the first year exam, or if you got bad grades in your first year of law school, they make you go take this exam so you can go on to your next year and stay in the ABA school. The same thing with the unaccredited schools. Even if it's not ABA approved, you'll be able to get into the ABA. If it's just like accredited by the Board of Education or something like that, but not the ABA. The ABA accreditation process, I don't know a lot about it, but I know the California Bar will let you take a shot at the exam. So altogether it was 11% here. So then they have these other schools here that offer law school studies that are less expensive because they're not ABA accredited. They're not exactly Ivy. They're not even Ivy League. They're just, you know, regular schools that go and give you the readings in the curriculum. Northwestern California University School of Law had 75 students take it. 18 of them passed. That's 24% passing. 26 took, 11 passed. That's 42%. So basically they took this and they broke it apart. And I don't know, all takers, first timers, they combined them. And they're saying all together, with all these together, it's 134. And then down here, unaccredited is 171. And then here, 73 from these other schools, which are unaccredited fixed facility. That means they're just brick and mortar schools where you can go in the classroom and take it, but they're not accredited by the ABA, but they're still law schools. And out of all the takers, 12% passed. Over here it's 8. So all these figures are like added together, and this is the top overview, and I'm just going with the top overview. So it's like an average. It looks like in the past 4 years it's under 22% passing. Sometimes it's 17% passing altogether. And then if you look at the different schools, you can see what are my odds. They have a law office judges chambers program. Now, 22% took it, passed out of 5 and 3, that's 18 altogether. So 18 took it and 22% passed. So what you do is you just get your calculator and you go 18 people took it and times 0.222 and you get, so 3.996, I would say that's 4 people. 9 rounds up. 4 people passed out of 18. Okay? This is like the reader program. I don't see any, law offices is a reader program. You study under a lawyer. So you can see that 22.2% amounts to about 4 people out of 18 passing. I'm just rounding these figures up. So what do you think about a school that you go to and this exam that the California Bar has set up? You can see what research I did recently. I need to clean this out. This is for my health psychology. Okay, California Bar first year students exam. Passage rates. So basically they're giving you the rate of passage, but they're here is something, it says our cumulative passage rate exam is 82.35%. Our cumulative pass rate, though, through for the general bar is 63%. Again, they have statistics, and here's above the law. This is a one of the things, though. If I go on this, it'll probably show some ads, so I probably won't click on it. Most of the schools will put down their passage rates. This one is there is something seriously wrong with the California Bar. Now, what I want to say is that the California Bar, I believe, is a nonprofit, and they make, I don't know how much they make on each student taking the test, but they have to pay proctors to be there, and usually they have it in a big hotel like the Sheraton or something, and they do the same thing with the other bar. I don't know why the bar doesn't just have their own property and a nice area that they, instead of running a hotel room. So basically the bar is a alright, so this is the California Bar page. It's basically a license to practice law. You cannot practice law without a license, and then you have to have a jurisdiction. So the first year students law exam, there's other stuff in here. They started 92 years ago, and they have 253,306 members of the bar. Now, they have fees you have to pay to stay in the bar. It's like a tax or something. And this is their main office in San Francisco. But I believe they're a non-profit, and they're under the jurisdiction of the state Supreme Court. And so right here, they've been sued a couple of times. They were sued for having their regular bar so hard compared to other states, and they're very unusual in that they allow schools to be set up. And actually, this is wrong. It should say 15 subject areas. Well, I guess you could break some of these apart, like criminal law and procedure. That's probably 2 right there. Yeah, so the first year students exam is not, it's created by the California Bar themselves, but they do use regular bar exam MBEs and MEEs. But the MBEs that they make themselves. And so the National Conference of Bar Examiners, NCBE, they do not make the hypotheticals or the multiple choice for the 1L. The California Bar makes their own. I actually contacted them and asked them about it, but the NCBE does, the National Conference of Bar Examiners, these are a nonprofit. They do most of the hypotheticals for the essays and the MBEs. Now, if you're in another state, it's the uniform. It's the U. Is it UBE? Well, see, yeah, UBE. See, so the thing that's nice about the UBE is score portability. You know, reciprocity between states. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of go over that. Wanted to know what you thought if you're taking the 1L exam, or you know somebody that's taking the 1L exam. What do you think about this exam? It costs about the same amount as the regular bar exam to take, but it's only on one day, not two. It's an 8-hour exam, and yeah, what do you think of those figures? I think it's very a lot of people walk away after studying really hard, and they walk away disappointed. So if you made it through this exam, it shows you've got stamina, and um, you can do it. So you can take this exam as many times as you want, but the problem is you'd have to sit out of law school until you passed it. So you'd be administratively withdrawn, and you'd lose a year worth of study and cost of study, which can be tens of thousands of dollars. Okay, guys, I'm going to get going. I know this is very specific to the law students in California, so it's probably not that many people that would want to watch this, but I kind of wanted to go over this and get some feedback from other people, and also let me know if you think how do they come up with these figures? Does anybody know? All right, thanks a lot. Take care. Bye.